The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Chandima Veerakorn. Headlines. The first consignment of COVAX vaccines will reach the island on Sunday. A special deposit account of central bank exceeds $300 million. No room will be allowed to isolate local institutions. A program to control the increasing prices of sand. The vaccination program is being carried out successfully. Singapore Prime Minister condemns the violence by Myanmar security forces. Local stories in detail. State Minister Specialist Dr. Sudarshani Fernandopulle says that the first consignment of COVAX vaccines is to be arrived on Sunday in the island. Accordingly, 264,000 vaccines are to be received. She made these remarks at a function held in Chilau General Hospital. The stock of vaccines will be received under the 20% COVAX facilities granted by the World Health Organization. Parliamentarian Anura Priyadarshana Yapa has advised the officials of the central bank to submit a new development finance strategy to the Government Finance Working Committee to enhance local entrepreneurs. The central bank has initiated a special deposit account to protect the finance reserve locally under the situation of COVID-19. It was able to maintain a savings of $323 million in this account. 2% interest is being received annually for this deposit. He also stated that the bank should introduce such type of systems for the benefit of the people. State Minister Shehan Semasinghe says that no room will be allowed to isolate local institutions hereafter. A national policy has been prepared to encourage entrepreneurs for the first time in the country. He made these remarks participating in a workshop to encourage small and medium-scale women entrepreneurs. Several committees have been appointed to look into the infrastructure facilities in rural areas. Business activities will be initiated in 160 electoral divisions. 1 million Samudhi families will be benefited during the next year. Minister of Environment Mahinda Amaravera has instructed the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau to introduce a program to control the increasing prices of sand. The directive was issued at a meeting held yesterday. It was revealed at the talks that 3 cubes of sand in a tipper in Madhampitiya, which is 14,000 rupees, which is being sold at 65,000 rupees in Colombo and other areas when transported. Specialist doctor of the epidemiology unit, Deepa Gamage, says that the vaccination program is being carried out successfully. Participating at the program of the SLBC, she said this program will be continued. 553,800 were vaccinated yesterday. Priority will be given to the high-risk Grama Niladhari divisions. Vaccination will be given to the people over 30 years of age. The people who have non-communicable diseases should not be afraid to get the vaccine. She also pointed out that there is no such complication of the vaccine. Health Services Director Office of the Galle District says that 141 school children have been infected with the virus in the district. There were students of 69 schools. They have been directed for medical treatment. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with local stories, police investigation disclosed that the body found in a travelling bag in Dam Street, Colombo, was of a 30-year-old woman from Kuruvita, and that the person who was carrying the bag was a 52-year-old sub-inspector of police attached to the Buttala police. Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said the police also found the body of the said perpetrator hanging from a tree in a forest area in the Pahala Kanua area in Badal Kumbura, where his house is located. Police recovered the decapitated body of a woman at Dam Street on Monday. DIG Ajit Rohana said that the deceased female is a 30-year-old spinster residing in Teppanava area in Kuruvita. A special cabinet paper will be submitted including regulations to protect the forests in the country. Minister C.B. Ratnayake says that the objective of this move is to strengthen the existing laws against damaging wildlife. Today is the World Wildlife Day. The minister said that a special program will be implemented in future to protect wildlife resources. To conclude the local news, the headlines again. The first consignment of COVAX vaccines will reach the island on Sunday. A special deposit account of central bank exceeds $300 million. No room will be allowed to isolate local institutions. A program to control the increasing prices of sand. The vaccination program is being carried out successfully. That concludes the local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. SLBC, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. SLBC, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by SLBC Veda Mahatmya.
On the main news story, Ambassador of the European Union, Dennis Wyby, says that the Union is ready to enhance the women workforce in Sri Lanka further. The contribution of women workforce was 40% in the year 2016. It is important to encourage entrepreneurs by establishing a network. Digitalization program is also important to enhance the small and medium-scale entrepreneurship of women. The European Union is also willing to support the economic development of Sri Lanka. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by SLBC Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from SLBC.
On Watchlight, land management activities in the Vallava area of Mahaweli Authority will be entrusted to the police and police task force. This decision has been taken to control the malpractices reported regarding the lands. District Secretary W.S. Karunaratne said this at a district coordinating committee meeting held in Hambantota recently. That ends Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Singapore Prime Minister condemns the violence by Myanmar security forces. Japanese billionaires seek 8 people to fly to the moon. US begins Johnson & Johnson vaccine rollout. Singapore's Prime Minister has condemned the use of violence by Myanmar security forces against unarmed civilians protesting against last month's coup. Singapore is the biggest foreign investor in Myanmar and has called the use of lethal force against protesters inexcusable previously. Speaking to the BBC's Karishma Vaswani, Mr. Lee urged the military to release Aung San Suu Kyi, the country's democratically elected leader. His comments came as the security forces again used tear gas and stun grenades against people in Myanmar's biggest city, Yangon. Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa has invited 8 members of the public to join him for a trip around the moon on Elon Musk's SpaceX flight. He said he wants people from all kinds of backgrounds to join, where he also shared a link to application details. He said he will pay for the entire journey, so those who come on board will fly for free. The mission, called Dear Moon, is scheduled to fly in 2023. The United States has started inoculations using a single-shot COVID-19 vaccine developed by pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson. U.S. President Joe Biden announced yesterday that ramped-up production of the new vaccine will ensure a sufficient supply of doses for every adult American by the end of May, 2 months earlier than expected. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued its emergency use authorization on Saturday. Shipments began on Monday. To end the world news, the headlines again. Singapore Prime Minister condemns the violence by Myanmar security forces. Japanese billionaire seeks 8 people to fly to the moon. US begins Johnson & Johnson vaccine rollout. That ends the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by
CIB offers valuable prize for New Year from 1st of 15th of March. Our choice in our own place. CIB.
Moving on to development news, Media Minister Keheliya Rambukwella said the Cabinet approved the proposal to implement a project to develop infrastructure facilities in the judicial sector. Minister Rambukwella said that it was proposed to allocate 20,000 million rupees from the budget 2021 to implement a 3-year plan for enhancing infrastructure facilities for the sector. That ends the development news.
Development News was brought to you by
CIB offers valuable prize for New Year from 1st of 15th of March. Our choice in our own place. CIB.
On sports news, today is the second day of the first test match played between Zimbabwe and Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi. Batting first, Zimbabwe team scored 211 runs for 6 wickets. Afghanistan scored 131 runs for all out in their first innings. Meanwhile, the third T20 match between Australia and New Zealand is being played in Wellington. Australia scored 145 runs for 2 wickets at the end of the 15th over. That ends the sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sterlingcars.lk was launched by Sterling Automobile Lanka Private Limited, one of Sri Lanka's prominent automobile service providers. Sterlingcars.lk is a web platform which aims to provide a marketplace for buying and selling automobiles. That ends the business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh, no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On economic news, Sri Lanka can be self-sufficient in the ceramic sanitary ware market this year, provided the government continues with the current import ban restrictions. After winning the National Chamber of Exporters Award by Art Decoration International Private Limited, its director, Dilanga Karunaratne, said that currently 5 local ceramic manufacturers have invested over 3 billion rupees to upgrade their factories to increase capacity. That ends economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally, on the weather report, the Met Department says that mainly fair weather will prevail over most parts of the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central, Sabaragamuwa, Uva and western provinces during the morning hours. That ends the weather news. And to conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. The first consignment of COVAX vaccines will reach the island on Sunday. A special deposit account of Central Bank exceeds $300 million. No room will be allowed to isolate local institutions. A program to control the increasing prices of sand. The vaccination program is being carried out successfully. Singapore Prime Minister condemns the violence by Myanmar security forces. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. With the time reading 31 minutes past 1, I hand over to Heshma Samath to keep you entertained with the rest of the afternoon programs. Over to you, Heshma.